Alright guys, here's what we gotta deal with. Antifa has to show up. We've got a bunch of Canadians coming from all over the country. We've got a few showing up from Ottawa. These are the kids that this is what the university is producing. See all the signs? Separate one on the state, on the plane. That's super. Yeah, I agree with that. But Jews against communists? Really? Out on the sidewalk, and that's the picture of the hill of us that are up on the hill. If you guys can see that, hopefully you can. We're still waiting.
Okay, guys, I've got a couple words here, and I just want to share something that just happened that was absolutely historical. And if you would like to listen, I would love to get it over from. Ladies and gentlemen, the Yellow Vest movement can have their opinion. But what their opinion is theirs. This is a united convoy, united for Canada. And we all across this country from right to Alberta. Come on, guys, I let you guys talk.
You're wearing a symbol of hatred. Why would
Just shows to the news media and everybody how childish this movement can be. Or we can be respectful Canadians and understand that we're all here for each other. We're here to unite Canada and everybody. I just sat with one of your protesters, with one of your fellow supporters, shared the smoke, felt the hearts, had a conversation with the key person in your group, and we actually shook hands. None of you saw us shake hands, but the Canada just saw us break the barrier. Because you guys, the Aboriginal people, need their voices heard. The Aboriginal people absolutely own this country, and you need it, and you need to get it back. But in the same sense, I never did it to you. They never did it to you. Parliament, government, and absolute corruption in government has done this to everybody, every Canadian, every citizen. We're all victims in this whole thing. Why? Put down your signs. Put down your signs. Come up and talk. Come up and talk. Put down your signs. Love each other, guys. That's what we're here for. The United Convoy for Canada. That's what this was. An outpouring of support from everybody. And I absolutely entertain.
Well, that's their birthday.
Come on up.
Well, if you want to get the overall picture.
You're welcome to hang out with us. We all love you guys. I wish you guys could understand that. Because that's exactly what this is. And I got the Nazi speech down. No more Nazi stuff. We're not Nazis. That was how many thousands, hundreds of years ago, not 100, but World War II and stuff. And we're not there anymore. We're not there anymore. How can we be sitting in the past trying to account for something that happened to us in the past that I have no responsibility of? I'm not the one who did that, but I'm here to stop it. I am here to stop it. I'm trying to get my voice over. You're just kind of cutting me off, and if you want to, go ahead. But what I'm saying is that we love you guys. We have brought this country across to come and have our right, to invoke our right to peaceful protest. We're not here hating on you guys. And absolutely, yeah, Faith Hill is an absolute Nazi. We know this. She's horrible. We get it. Why do you think we're here? We've had enough too. We've had enough. And you guys obviously have had enough too. So invoke your right, use your political rights for free speech, and a political right to get up here, voice your opinion. We need to sit down and have a conversation and bring Canada back together again. We do not want to be divided. We do not want to. Tell the police officers who wear these yellow vests every day to take them off. For safety. These yellow vests
Take
are
off your vest. Take off your vest.
It's a symbol of hate.
Take off your vest.
Hate.
It's a symbol of hate, and you know
Maxine,
it.
look at that.
You know it. You're wearing a
Yeah,
symbol
a
of
real
hate.
politician moving through
No
all the
hate is
crowds.
coming from us. It's all
You can't
love.
speak of love. You wear a symbol
Maxine,
of
come on
hate.
over. Max, you made it. Good, good.
Thank you very much. We absolutely appreciate every one of you guys. I shook hands with you guys.
Max shows up. The crowd goes nuts.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, people Max made no security, walking amongst the people.
They were on the boat. I see posts on this page. We're off the boat. We're in the wrong country.
Yeah, but like I get.
Hey guys.
Doing your job.
All right, guys, about a few minutes to get away from the company trailer.
expecting us. We've got 150.
What tips me off is after 2 years of processing my immigration papers to try and be a Canadian citizenship, to get my Canadian citizenship, I could not get it. It took me 4 years. No, you could not work because you are not a Canadian permanent resident. And now, what ticks me the
Dominic
most
Shelley.
Hi.
I'm with Rick and the boys.
somebody
Oh,
can
hey.
walk
Yeah,
through the
How
border.
you doing?
Good. Have you seen Dan Dubois anywhere?
The guy from Port
And guess
Dover?
what?
No, the guy from
That guy over
Sudbury.
there wants
No, I
them to
haven't
vote
seen
for him.
Oh, see,
No!
Oh, yeah, I know.
No! Say no! There is no one in this world that can vote if you are not a citizen of that country. I love the oil patch. I love the farmers. I love Canadians. And that's why I became a Canadian citizenship. I am a yellow vest. And we stand for unity. I will, sorry. Can you open this for me? That is true Canadianship brotherhood.
Hey, look at this again. Get pictures of this.
Okay. I became a Canadian citizen in 2001 after 4 years of hard fighting. I had to take oath to be a Canadian citizen. You have to take oath. Trudeau does not want people to take oath. Trudeau wants to divide the nation. No! When I became a Canadian citizen, that is what I got. I'm gonna read it. As a Canadian, you must uphold the principles of democracy, freedom, compassion, which are the foundation and a strong and united Canada. Yellow vest, coast to coast, united we roll. You have made a difference. You have shaken Parliament Hill. People are stepping down. We want Trudeau to step down. If he does not step down, build the pipeline. And my last message is, I heard that Trudeau used to be a boxer.
Is that a challenge?
I don't know. I never seen it. I wasn't in Canada. But I challenge Trudeau for a boxing match. That boxing match must happen in the oil patch or in a wheat field. If Trudeau does not comply to the boxing match, I know that is the worst. I leave you Canadians with that much, and guess what? The struggle just begun. Thank you very much, and hopefully that we'll make it.
My goodness, what a compassionate speech. Now our next speaker is Mr. Maxime Bernier. Come on up, Max, People's Party. Max, I'm going to hand you a pretty hot mic. We're really pleased you're here. Maxime Bernier, let's hear it for him.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for doing that and for being here to protest, because you're not asking for a handout, you're not asking for any privileges, you're just asking for being sure that this country we will be able to build pipelines. That's important, not only for you, that's important for all Canadians. And yes, you're right. We don't need a carbon tax. We don't need the bill C-69. We don't need the bill C-48. And under our leadership, with the People's Party of Canada, we will scrap C-49. We will scrap C-69. We will privatize the other pipeline. So we need to have a pipeline that will be built by the private sector for you and for our friends from all over the country. So it's easy to say that. It's very easy. Justin Trudeau told you that you'll have a pipeline. Andrew Scheer is saying the same thing. And I'm saying the same thing. Who's right? Who's going to deliver a pipeline?
Come back for our bike rally, July 6th
we
to the
need-
20th.
Yes, we need to use the Constitution. So, I said the same thing in French in Quebec. I said the same thing in English in New Brunswick. I said the same thing in English in Alberta. And now I'm telling you that, yes, we need to do some consultation. But if we don't have any agreement, we need to use our Constitution. We need to use the Section 9210 and declare a pipeline for the advantage of our country. And yes, if we don't have an agreement with the politician in Quebec or the politician in BC, we will use the Constitution and impose a pipeline. All right. Okay. Because Canadians know that it's first of all safer to build a pipeline today. It is safer for the environment. It is safer for the population. And Quebecers remember what happened 7 years ago in Lac Mégantic. We need to transport our oil and gas by pipeline, and we need to use the Constitution if necessary. I'm asking you, ask that question to the other politicians who will come here, if they have the courage to use the Constitution if necessary to build a pipeline. Ask that question to Justin Trudeau. We know the answer. Ask that question to Andrew Scheer. He was not able to answer that in French in Quebec when they asked the question. And the journalist said to Andrew Scheer, do you think that you will use the Constitution to build a pipeline if Quebec, the politicians in Quebec are against that? He was not able to answer the question. You know, I'm answering that question. Our goal is to speak to our fellow Canadians and speaking about what is good for this country, for the unity of this country. We need pipeline, but not only that, we need to have a fair equalization formula. We need to be sure that it will be fair for everybody. If we want to unite our country, we need these two reform at the federal level, and I'm there, the People's Party of Canada is there to deliver that for you and for all Canadians.
Okay, Max.
What about the UN?
Come on, we will
PTC, PTC, PTC. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Max.
What about Bill C-75?
I'm going to give a little speech here. We traveled across this country all the way from Red Deer, Alberta. I was the one in the lead with Angie. My voice is a little rough and I apologize for that, but that was from one absolute powerful movement that we were performing as we came across this country. We united Canada all the way along from end to end. We were able to unify this country as we walked across and drove across and shook hands with every little person, every child, every mother, father, everybody. And we had heard nothing but love and help from everybody when it came from getting across this country. And I'd like to say for everybody out here, this United We Roll Convoy for Canada was an absolute pleasure. It was my absolute honor to be up here with you guys and have the opportunity to get our message across that we need to unite this country. We need to take this country back. We need to allow ourselves to join and have our voices heard and exercise our political rights. And that is what we did. So for that, I thank you, Canada, for allowing me to come across, to get this voice, to get our voices heard, to allow us to invoke our political rights and allow us to stand up for our Canadian Charter of Rights. This is our movement, Canada. We're making history. We're making this happen. The world is watching us. We need to act responsibly when it comes to this. We need to be the people for the people. This is a responsible movement, and it's a historical moment in Canada.
What does that say?
So please, spread the word. Get it out there. We are here to unite the country because this country has been told we are divided. Well, I'm sorry to say, Mr. Trudeau, I just drove across this country, and I am not united. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers as we came across this country. This convoy went viral as we were coming across. It was an absolutely amazing moment for Canadians to watch as we came to fight for you guys, to fight for America, the people that can't get up and talk for themselves, to fight for the oil worker, to fight for the miner, the lumberjack, to fight for every Canadian. I'm talking teachers. I'm talking... That is what we brought. Canada heard this movement move across the country. And they are listening. And they are following us. And they love every single one of you, and you. We are not divided at all. Ontario loved us coming across. It was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, Canada. Thank you for letting me represent this convoy across the country. Thank you for letting me sit inside your homes all week while you guys were trying to do your stuff. I've been told that they haven't watched TV for over 4 days because it was absolutely phenomenal watching this happen. So thank you. I love you. I love every one of you guys. You know that. I've told you that 1,000 times coming across this country. I absolutely love you, Canada. And thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to represent you guys here in Parliament. Thank you.
Well done. Let's hear for this gentleman here. Great job. Great job. All right, Mr. Brad Trost, come on up here, Brad. He ran for the leadership. Not yet, Brad. Not yet. I run the show here. Anyway, Brad, here you go. Say some wisdom. Thank you.
Hi. I'm Brad Trost, soon to be ex-politician and back in the real world. Thank you for coming here today. I grew up in a farm family in rural Saskatchewan that unfortunately the one time we moved to Alberta was right before the National Energy Program hit. So my family knows what it is to go through tough times. Farming's a tough business. It was for 20 years. So when I was getting ready to think about what I was going to say to here today, I was reading a bedtime story to my littlest daughter. and it's a story from Dr. Seuss.
2 seconds here.
It's called Horton Hears a Who. If you know the story, you know where I'm going with this one. Horton was the only person. He was the only person who heard the Who's. He had big ears. He listened. But the Who's could not be heard by anyone else. They kept trying to have their voices heard, but no one would listen but Horton. Finally, at the end, every single Who in Whoville gave a final shout. And then, when they thought they were all exhausted and
Mr. Derek Rance, how's it going?
then,
Good, I can't get lit. Help me out.
A little bit colder here than in Nobleton?
and that's why what you're doing here today is
Little
so
bit.
important. Because
Here,
we have
can
to
you
keep
hold
shouting
my phone? We're
so that
live right
someone
now.
hears.
Yeah.
We have to keep shouting
188
that the
viewers.
jobs tied to the oil and gas industry matter.
No, they can't-
The
no,
people
Stacey,
who work
yeah.
in natural resource industries, be it farming or
Look at that,
fishing
Max
or
Bernier.
lumber or oil and gas or
Security,
mining
open.
matter.
Max Bernier.
These are good jobs. They're important.
Hey guys,
We have too many people in this country saying if you work with your hands, you're not important. We need this pipeline to go through. We need pipelines to be built. Why? Because they allow good, hardworking
Peter
people
Salemi?
to earn a good living.
he went back to
That's
the
all
car to
people
warm up.
want. To work hard, to pay their fair share, and to help build Canada. Thank you
didn't
for
say
what
nothing,
you're
he
doing.
just took off.
God bless each and every one of you.
so anyways, I'm down with the pickup truck and the scissor lift.
Yeah.
Right at the front entrance. Come by if you want to speak. We've got a PA system going there.
All right.
Addressing Antifa.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dane Lloyd,
Fun.
pleased to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from
Thank you.
River Parkland, Alberta, just outside of Edmonton.
So these are your folks. Here, Garrett, take that.
Well, my name's Dane Lloyd, and I'm the Member of Parliament for Sturgeon River Parkland, just outside of Edmonton. And I was elected in a by-election in October 2017. I also serve as a lieutenant of the Canadian Forces, and I'm so proud to see all my fellow patriots here standing up for Canada today. Can I get a shout out? Now, you know, I grew up just outside of Edmonton, and my stepdad's a truck driver. And so I know what it's like when this government puts a carbon tax on families. You're raising the cost of gas on truck drivers, that's getting passed on to consumers. And these truck drivers are out of work right now because we can't get a pipeline built to get our energy to market. And it's a damn shame. And we need a prime minister who's going to stand up, who's going to get those pipelines built. And I know who that man is, and his name is Andrew Scheer. He's our conservative leader, and he's going to get the job done. Now, my fellow conservatives, we're in there in that House of Commons right now. It's your house. It's the people's house. And you're saying,
Sure, PCs are gonna win. You got two people going woohoo.
bud.
I don't know how to put to you guys, but hopefully Max will be our next Prime Minister. He's the only one that's standing for fairness. Anyways, I'll head back down to the truck rally.
saw that with our Unite Convoy.
Just my personal opinion, guys. As long as it's not Trudeau, we can't go wrong.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
It's amazing how they clean this out, nice and clean. But second-class Canadian citizens gotta go tramping through all this snow. What the hell? Stop, hang on, let me get a screenshot of this. We all know that Bank of Canada is owned by who?
The central banking cartel, the Rothschilds.
The Rothschilds, exactly.
Yeah, $65 billion a year that's being scammed across this country. 1974, Pierre Trudeau sold off the Bank of Canada. Before that, it provided interest-free loans for all levels of government. Now we're paying $65 billion in interest fees. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
Veterans Coalition Party of Canada. We need to vote in outsiders if we're ever going to change this system.
We got to support our veterans. Thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks for
Vote the
coming out.
veterans all the way.
That's what I said. I felt like my
Mr. Buster.
Yeah, we got C3 in the house. How's it going?
Hey, how
Where
you
you
doing?
guys from? Where'd you come in from?
I'm Andrea, it's Randy. We're from North Bay.
North Bay, nice. Have you seen Dan Dubois?
He's
Be here in
supposed to
about
be here.
20 minutes.
He's gonna come or he's here already?
No, he said they should be here in about 20 minutes.
I gotta trade him a summer tube.
I don't know where the fuck he's gonna park though.
I'll be down by that scissor lift.
Okay,
Thanks.
sounds good.
Peter, how's it going?
How
You
you doing,
missed Mad Max's speech.
Oh, I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I was there on
You got it?
the other side.
So what do you think of this truck rally?
It's good. It's good. A lot of energy. I like it. I wish there was. I wish this whole field was filled with people.
I don't know if people understand. It's what, minus 15 right now? We're in Ottawa. It's freaking cold.
Yeah.
People have come from across the country. It's what, make a point of, what are you pulling off of this? Like, what's the point of all this United We Roll? You think the politicians are going to get the message?
No.
No?
Even. I mean, this will give. This gets their attention. But when it comes to listening, you got to hurt them in the pocketbooks for these guys to listen.
The politicians.
Yeah.
We're live, by the way, on Facebook.
Oh, are we?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
okay. I
like
didn't know. You should have told me that.
240 people. Sorry.
You want to hurt these guys, you hurt them in the pocketbook. We were talking, we were on our way up here with Mike and Derek. We were talking, best thing to do, these truckers, start blocking the 401, blocking the 416. Make sure nobody gets in or out of the city. That's how you get attention. This is great. It's creating awareness, not to the politicians, but to the rest of Canada. It's creating awareness. So hopefully it'll snowball. I hope it does snowball, and it gets bigger and bigger. But when it comes to the politicians listening, you got to hurt them in a pocketbook. That's when they start listening. That's how I see it, anyway.
Anyways, come on down. That's our system lift. That's my scissor lift. It's my trailer. Well, actually, it's my brother's trailer. He thought I was nuts to be coming here. He says, why are you coming out here? What are you doing? You know, it's like, John, people are pissed off. These people came out from across the country for what? To make a point. They're hurting out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way.
They don't come all the way across the country for nothing.
And you figure all the donations, a lot of people couldn't come, they have to work.
Yeah,
And this is a Tuesday. Look at the turnout we got.
Yeah,
here.
this is awesome.
Mind you, we do have, what, 30 Antifas? We got, what, probably 400 or 500? Actually,
Yeah, there's a few hundred.
My constituents want to say thank you for doing that. Thank you.
it's way more than a couple hundred. Oh, a couple hundred trucks. You see how far down that road goes? Walk down that
So you
block
think
here.
there's almost 1,000?
I would guesstimate that crowd over there, the main crowd, I put that at about 200, 250. Then you're looking at all the other people walking around, all the other yellow Patriots. You gotta remember, there's a lot of people going in the trucks to warm up. It's miserably cold.
How many trucks you think are up and down this road here?
Rough guess, 250.
Really? Wow. See, all we see is this. You know, you gotta, if you want to see them all, you gotta keep
It starts all the
walking.
way down there, it goes all the way across the front here, and down past as far as the eye can see. And there's more still coming.
Oh, great. Yeah, because I heard they're gonna keep going till tomorrow.
We haven't seen anyone from Quebec. We haven't seen too many people from Quebec yet. They'll be showing up. And there's people from Newfoundland that still haven't shown up.
Oh, the Newfoundland, they haven't come up yet.
Well, I haven't walked down it. They may be at the other end. They may be blockaded off. See down there, people are closing roads.
Oh, yeah.
Shut this down. Right. They may be on the outskirts. We don't know. Anyways, thanks, Peter.
Hey, no problem.
People, you can catch the show on Facebook and YouTube. What's the name?
My show?
Yeah.
Oh, Peter Salemi Live.
There you go.
Thank you.
Real Patriot. Thanks for coming
Thank
out.
you. See ya.
Hi guys, just exit over there, please.
The way it's built.
TKA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should have the flag on the street.
Check this out. We put up these concrete barriers here, or steel-encased concrete barriers. Why? We didn't have this 20 years ago.
9/11 didn't happen 20 years ago.
Pretty good presence of our finest here in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Wearing yellow vests, of course. You're not, excuse me? Thank you. Gotta have people stepping on this.
They destroy our land.
I think as long as you're not
Okay, folks, I don't know if you can see me. There's
communists are over there.
yeah, those are the communists on the other side. Trying to hold them back.
Let's get them out and fix this.
That's all you got to do.
No, it's not.
Derek, we gotta keep someone here. If someone steps on this, this thing's gonna tilt over, eh? That's a lock.
I get scared.
The front.
Let's go. We're talking to deaf ears.
But they're not listening to you.
That's a paramedic. We're all fucking sober.
Hey, can I get in your truck?
It's open right now, Derek's there.
The cop shoots you. The cop shoots you, they can do a move by a lot of times.
Let's go. We're talking to deaf ears. They're all Samos' butt, Shamo, whatever his fucking face is. There's butt pirates. Butt pirates for Samos. That's all. Deaf ears.
Hey, that's university education for you over there.
That's university education. I'll do without it.
Indoctrination. It's university indoctrination.
I'm happy without it.
You're going to be late for class. Take off.
I think Mom's got supper ready for you.
You're lucky I'm not your mother. I put you up for adoption.
Is that Don Cherry?
Yeah.
Nice jacket. Look at that. Full of Canadian flags.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Who's that anyway? I like his jacket. Yeah. Yeah.
Derek! Derek, check if it's locked.
That'd be a great jacket.
Check if the truck is locked.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're trying to stop it from happening again.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. These things happen.
Can you do me a big favor here for a second? Make sure no one steps on this. If this lock trips, there's too many people on the back, the whole thing's going to tilt.
Oh, you want us to get down?
Stand here. Make sure no one steps on this.
Okay.
No, this side.
Okay.
That's the lock.
Okay. I'll stand there.
People put on that side.
The cop just said
Hand up.
Okay, good.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
Did you have something that you would find around here and here to be sure? Like bungee cord?
Yeah, but if a person steps on it, they'll still break it.
Oh yeah, we do.
Use the cord your way. Just take a
I'm not, because I accept you for who you are, and you will understand that our resources built your future.
Outside your spirit self!
Our resources built your future. It's okay. You don't get it yet. You will.
It goes beyond the car you drive.
This is the development and the sustainability of the Canadian
Al Gore said 10 years ago the planet would be devastated in 10 years. Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed at all. Nothing.
Al Gore said that we were in trouble within 10 years. That was 10 years ago. What's the difference? I said hello to your good buddy Chris. Shut up!
Okay, bitch, I got him. Good, thanks. Okay, go for it.
Blah, blah, blah. Go home and say hi to your mom. Tell her I left my wallet on her end table.
Don't antagonize them. No, don't say that. They've heard that 100 times.
There's 4 guys there. They know my name. They've seen me on there, and I'm gonna have to take.
We're looking for a guy wearing a white hoodie, beard, and he's was spitting on trucks and stuff like that. We're worried he's going to cause damage, so I'm trying to find who the guy is.
Well, in Kingston, I was with him, and I had my tires slit when we rallied Trudeau at the Laurentian University.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah. That's why we kind of want to be careful here. Okay? They know who we are. They even know us by names.
Yeah, well, I want to find the guy and take his picture.
If someone steps on that side, this thing lifts up and flips over.
I'll make sure.
I'm going to go for a walk now. Guys, I don't know how much battery life I got, but I'm going to try to do a walk down the rally, see how far down it goes. So
No cameras up here. Got a cameraman.
I'm gonna go for a walk down the street here. Give you guys a bit of a view of some of the trucks that are here. And for our French brothers and sisters, don't know what it means. Unfortunately, my French is horrendous. What's your take on this, sir, if you don't mind me asking? We're live on Facebook, by the way.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm good, thanks. Have a good day.
Thank you. Got some more yellow vests in front of the trucks, yellow vests inside the trucks. There's a flag that we should be raising high. No UN. Stop the UN. The UN is screwing this country so bad.
Like that, eh?
Yep. I'm on live on Facebook. Can we get a comment? What's your take on what the UN's doing to our country?
We're taking it over.
First of all, where'd you come from?
I'm from Bobcaygeon, Ontario.
Nice. Drove
Hip
down.
Town.
Did the
Tragically Hip played.
Yeah, they played. They wrote a song about that, didn't
Yeah, they have a song too. Yeah.
So what's your take on this UN? Is it good or is it bad for this country?
It's bad. Terrible.
Why?
Terrible. Why are we sending all our money there when it should be staying here in Canada for our seniors, our veterans, us Canadians?
Yeah, we've got homeless people sleeping on the streets, freezing.
Freezing to death, and we have immigrants in hotels, staying in a better hotel than I'm staying at in Ottawa.
Getting free dental. They've never paid a penny into the system.
Nothing. Nothing.
And a large majority of them actually will never pay the system.
They won't.
Why?
They
But they're going to
won't.
vote
They don't
Liberal.
want to work. They don't want to work.
But they will vote Liberal.
Oh, of course they will. Of course they will.
That's
But
why.
look at this. Like, Canadians are starting to wake up. Finally, they're starting to wake up, right? And this is our voice. This is amazing. And our politicians see it, right? And to be out on a day this cold, walking through a foot of snow into a field, that was unbelievable, ridiculous.
Did you see how Max Bernier came in? No security whatsoever.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah,
Zero.
Yeah.
Just walked in like a regular guy.
Yeah. I don't know. But
have you heard anything about the people coming from convoy that's supposed to come from Quebec and
They were
Newfoundland.
coming from, yep, there was, I think, 60 trucks that came from down east.
Are they here?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah.
But they're not parked here on the street though, are they? Because I think they blocked the roads before they got here.
Maybe, yeah. Because, like, we came from Arnprior, and the police gave us an escort all the way. We drove right all through town, all green lights.
Nice.
So we got us all nicely parked here, all together, which is good. Other than there has been some Antifa were spotted slashing some tires. So a lot of people are just kind of going back and forth, sitting in their vehicles just to keep an eye on things. But the police are doing a fantastic job.
So tires have been slashed here?
I've heard, yeah, someone said there was some tires slashed.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's one of their favorite hobbies, wasting money.
Yeah.
Causing grief for no good. Anyways, man, it's cold in the shade.
Oh, it's terribly cold.
Thanks for coming out.
Take care.
So there's, looks like we still got one more block down there of people that join the convoy. You're not waiting for this light still, are you?
No.
Ask me about
No.
the CRIC. Okay, what's the CRIC? Explain it to us. We're live on Facebook.
Correct.
240
Canadian
viewers.
referendums initiated by the citizen, putting that power back to the people, that democratic power back to the people, letting us make choices, having a referendum, a say on everything that goes on.
So how, tell people that don't know what the RIC is, like the referendum initiated by citizens, what actually happens and how does it happen?
We would get a vote before any decisions are made at Parliament. Let's say we'd get a vote. We'd get to vote on all of these issues. Vote on any laws that are trying to be passed or anything like that.
And I've heard that you're talking about coming out with the type of electronic voting system using Bitcoin or something.
With a blockchain, through a blockchain. It's been going on. A couple other countries have also tried it, and it's still testing there with the blockchain. But it would be so convenient because everybody gets like an alert, like an Amber Alert. So you would get a similar style alert. Answer your yes or no for the vote, and off it goes. It'd be secured.
Okay, for example, say we had the CRIC 2 years ago, and Trudeau tweets out, "Oh, we want to open, tear down Canada's borders." How could we, the people, stop that from happening?
We would hope that it would go to a vote. We'd vote, and then they would have to honor that vote based on the people. So if we had like 70% that said no, we don't want that shit. We don't want no open borders. Well, then they would go with the majority vote, right?
So this is how the power gets back to the people.
How the power gets back.
Could you imagine if we had the RIC, we wouldn't have carbon taxes.
We wouldn't have half the issues we have.
We wouldn't have open borders. The pipelines would be built, finished.
Jobs.
People would be working.
Yeah, which is a big part of everything is jobs and working. You can't invest money into renewable energy unless you're making money. Well, to make money, we need those pipelines. We need that source of income, right?
I don't know if you're aware of this, but all this wind power that's caused the economy of Ontario to crash.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have the cheapest hydro in North America.
Yeah,
now we have the most expensive hydro.
We pay a fortune.
And then GM gets up and leaves. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Hydro is one of their biggest expenses.
You cannot make it in Ontario anymore as a business. Like between energy and fuels and everything, you're set to fail.
Could you contact Sting and let him know that little tidbit of information?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll change his tune.
Yeah, they need to know.
Unintended.
They need to know for sure.
Thanks for coming out. Where are you from?
I'm from Timmins, Ontario.
Nice.
Nice seeing you.
Just want to say kudos to you guys.
Here we go. C48, C69. So they've managed to keep one lane open, directing traffic out of here. No carbon tax. Trudeau has to go. Yeah, that's the snowplow. Thanks for coming out.
Hey, for sure, man.
Yeah, it looks like the police have closed the road, so they're not going to let this convoy grow. I'm sure there's more trucks that would want to be here. From what I understand, this is the contingent was escorted from Arnprior this morning. We're hoping the rest will show up in the next day or two. Here's another truck. They're just going to walk up now. Give you guys a good view of what's going on. Trudeau for prison? Yeah!
Hey, where can you park around here?
Ask the police, I don't know, but definitely not here anymore.
The convoy was pointed out.
This is a convoy. They've closed this off. They're going to turn you down here on the right.
Where's the convoy?
This is a convoy from there all the way up to the end. They're all parked in those two left lanes.
Why can't I park
Get behind the Jeep then. Save Canada now. End Liberal sellout. From, there you go, New Brunswick.
I've been talking to these guys from the West Coast there, and there was supposed to be people from the East Coast. I'm filming my...
Yeah, we're live on Facebook, sorry.
Oh shit, no.
There's only 200 people watching.
No, I'm federal.
You're what? Thanks for showing up. I'm going to stay live for the battery lights. When the convoy starts moving in a few hours, we'll have to go with them. No, I haven't seen it. A lot of the leaders from Convoy are in the front. Man, when that wind howls. Oof. Hope you guys can all read these billboards and all the signs and all that. We got some yellow vests in the car, yes. Oh, those are the police. battery life